Let's go to Carlos in, oh, great. We got to go back to Oklahoma. What's up, Carlos?
Hey, how's it going, Dr. John?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Hanging in there.
Even in Oklahoma?
I can be here. Yeah, it's nice and rainy out here. So
is it really?
Trying. Yeah.
Man,
Oklahoma City.
Y'all needed that, huh?
Yeah.
Good deal. All right, what's up, man?
Hey, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I kind of don't know where to start, so I'll just kind of get straight to the
cannonball, dude. If you don't know how to jump in the lake, just cannonball. That's the best way.
There you go. And so, just something that has been happening between me and my wife is simply I felt betrayed simply because she's been keeping money secret from me and spending lots of amount of money without me knowing, and it's a continuous thing. And she came back to me about 2 weeks ago, letting me know about it again after we've talked 2 other times, kind of trying to budget and all this stuff, but it just keeps happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm feeling kind of just, I don't know what to do, feeling really down. I know deep down inside this isn't like a money problem. I feel like it's a lot deeper than that.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, I have like some feelings about it because I know it's not a money problem, but I just need some guidance, need some help about certain thoughts that like I have regarding this issue.
Yeah. So dude, it's an integrity issue, and it's an honesty, right? And it's a fidelity issue. And so the way I couch that is financial infidelity. She's cheating on you. She's lying to you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She's got secrets. And I think you're very, very wise to see this. The money is just the symptom of a much bigger issue going on. When you guys meet up, tell me how these, like, so you get together to have a budget, which all a budget means is y'all have a plan for how you want your life to go. And you have some dreams of what you want your life to look like, right? So that you reverse engineer that all. That starts with, like, Sunday nights, we're going to say, how are we going to do money this week? Where is she getting this pocket of money that she's hiding from you?
Credit cards. She did tell me that she got a personal loan through her bank, which are things that I didn't know about. She just went ahead and did it behind me.
Yeah. What's she buying?
So that's kind of where I wanted to go, kind of just give you some context. So we've been together 4 years. We're almost 2 years married now. We went to therapy together while we were dating and also when we were married, but there was a hiccup there where she didn't like therapy anymore because she felt like the therapist and I were like teaming up against her and stuff like that. So that kind of came tumbling down.
She doesn't like accountability, does she?
I guess. I feel bad. I feel bad because I love my wife.
I know.
I'm just like, oh.
And hey, I don't feel bad, but I don't like talking bad about some dude's wife, right? So when I ask these questions, it's not me being like, oh, dude. It's not like that.
For sure.
But it's me saying, like, you're married to somebody that does not like accountability and feels trapped by that and really doesn't want people telling her what to do. And you know who does that also? My 6-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
It's a very immature way to navigate the world because it's not a recognition of adult reality, right?
Right. And so going to answer your question, what she's spending this on, so after that whole hiccup with the therapist happened, she has friends that are life coaches, mindset coaches, and she expressed that, talking to them was like in one session helped her more than therapy ever did. And so ever since she started getting involved in that, she's like, I want to become one. So that's what she's spending on. She has spent thousands and thousands of dollars on courses to become a life coach and just things like that. And so she has like this career that she wants to get in mind. And like, I'll support her, but she feels like I don't support her when I say like, we can't buy this certain course. What I'd like to happen is let's save the money. And then when you have the money, let's go ahead and pay that. Like, I'm all for that, but she just wants everything now.
Let me get this, like, make sure I'm on the right page.
Yeah.
She is pursuing a job that helps people become whole um, align their personal and professional lives, align and manage relationships, and create new identities in order to meet their goals. She's pursuing this job by lying to her husband, taking out personal loan, buying things she can't afford, putting herself and her husband in some pretty significant financial risk, so that she can tell other people how to live their lives with integrity.
Correct. If you put it that way.
That's madness, right? It's madness, right?
Right.
And it doesn't surprise me. So I actually work with a coach. And very intentionally, this coach is not my friend. So, of course, it felt good to talk to your friend who happens to be a coach. Because you know what friends do? Friends are like, yeah, bullcrap. That's what friends do, right?
Right.
They swing first, and then they're like, why do we hit that guy? That's what friends do. Now, great friends will also say, hey, before I hit that dude, why are we hitting this guy? But they feel good. That's what friends are for, supporting you up. Therapy is uncomfortable, especially when you don't like accountability. And your wife doesn't she doesn't like that, man. Here's the deal. You love this woman. You also use words like hiccup. It is not a hiccup when your wife quits therapy on you. You know what I mean? That's a temper tantrum. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. Because you said, hey, this is important to us coming together here. We've got some issues. She said, sure, I'm in. And then she's like, I quit. You not supporting her is different than we can't afford this. Those are two different stories. Right? And now there's some gaslighting going on where she's trying to make you feel crazy. You're looking at the math, and the math says we can't afford these things. And she's going to put math aside and say, you don't like me, you don't fall, right? So let me ask you this. Is there something beneath this layer? Because it feels like there is.
Yeah. This is my first marriage. I'm her third. She's been divorced twice. I know a little bit of what happened and everything.
Carlos, brother, next time you got to lead with that. That's super helpful.
My bad.
That's super helpful.
I was just trying to do the cannonball, like you said.
Yeah, you cannonball, but you only got halfway in. Like part of you hit the lake the land when you jumped in. So my guess is
there's a lot in there. There's a lot in there. So, and that's kind of where, like, I'm trying not to get emotional, but it's kind of hard for me because right now I feel like this career is definitely it's feeling like it's definitely above me. And like she's doing her thing, like she has her own agenda. Yes. Even if I ask, like, hey, like I support you, but let's just wait a little bit so we can make that money because we're already in debt from the last time you did this. But she kind of just says, well, if she did one time come and talk to me about something, about a purchase that she wanted to get, I told her, let's wait. She's like, well, I'm doing it. And so I feel like she doesn't really like respect my opinion or like respect my, I don't even know what to call it, but
respect my authority. Yeah. No, hey,
like it. Yeah. I don't know.
It doesn't feel like that. She absolutely doesn't care. And I know this hurts to hear that because you love her and that's your wife. But you are a springboard to the life that she wants to lead. And the moment you try to partner up with her, which is what marriage is, she says, whoa. I'm not doing the partner thing. I'm doing whatever the hell I want to do.
Right.
And if you don't want to be along for that ride, there's two more in the shadows. You can be number 3. That's fine. If you don't want to get along for that ride, you're the crazy one. You're the jerk. You're the not supportive one. You're the mean guy trying to oppress me and hold me down. Here's the brother. You and I could talk for a long time. Ultimately, here's where the question lies. It is, are you in, or do you have a or what moment? Do you have a line somewhere?
I've been in from the start. But with all these things happening, like, I feel like that line is just little by little creeping in.
Yes,
To be
yes,
honest,
yes.
like, I can 100% tell you, I've been in from the start. I knew what I, was getting into. I knew, like, her trauma, and I feel like as it just kept going, it just got worse and worse and worse. And I don't know, it's just, yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to be super honest with you. Like, I'm
No, I
definitely in,
appreciate that, brother. Well,
but that line, yeah.
you
like,
can be
I don't
totally
know.
in, and somebody else can be edging you out, right?
Yes.
The other thing is this. I just so we're clear, I'm not just bagging on your wife. Dude, she may have been, I don't know. This is a whole other conversation you and I could have off. Like, she may have been abused in these other marriages, in these other relationships, and she circled the wagons and said, this will never happen again. And she may have hit that pendulum too far. No man will ever tell me what I can and can't do because I paid the price for that. Physically, psychologically. I mean, who knows what that past is? The reality, though, is y'all are here.
Right.
So the path forward is you sitting down with a very clear or what moment. This is going to change, or I'm going to go. Or you got to be completely honest with yourself and say, even if this doesn't change, I'm going to stay. And then it becomes much more about management on your end. So
Gotcha.
let's take it and make it much less personal for you. I hear people call and say, hey, my wife, no, I'll use husband. My husband's gained 110 pounds. I love him. I'm no longer physically or sexually attracted to him at all. And I don't know what to do. One of the starting places I always start, are you going to leave? And sometimes people are like, yeah, I'm really kind of getting, like, that's one track. The other is, I will never leave no matter what. I'm here, ride or die. That's a different conversation. See what I'm saying?
Right.
And so you got to ask yourself, where is that line? And don't let it sneak up on you. You just got to be honest with yourself and with your wife and say, here's what this line is. And then you got to be really clear about, here's what getting on the same page means, that we're doing this thing together. I'm 100% guaranteeing you that her experiences as a life coach will fail because she's not living the principles that she will be taught to teach other people. And you can't, ultimately you have to live the principles that you're teaching, right? Or I mean, you can limp and prop it up, but it's going to fall over.
Right.
And so ultimately you got to say, here's where we are, here's what we're going to be about, and I need you involved or else. Have you pictured yourself or else?
I have before.
Okay.
I don't like to think about it. I feel guilty doing it.
Yeah. Can I ask you a real hard question?
Absolutely.
Do you have somebody else in mind already?
Like another person?
Yep.
No.
Does she?
I would say no. I don't think she does.
You were less confident about that answer.
Well, it's just because, I mean, I don't think it was less confident. I feel like I feel hurt right now that I just can't trust her, so my mind's going everywhere.
There you go. Okay.
And I'm just like, well, I don't know. I can't trust her, right? So maybe.
Okay.
I'm just saying maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
No, totally. Yeah, and that's the problem with secrets, right?
Yeah.
So this, it's a good sign then, because often I ask that question and I'll hear a pause, and then the dude will be like, "Yeah, I work with her," and what I don't want you to do is get to a place where you find yourself compromising your values because your home is on fire. I'd rather you just deal with the fire, and then let's make some adult decisions moving on. So let me just ask you, man, what are you going to do? What's this look like?
Ooh, well, I talked to her already when I found this out, and so I made some plans with her, and she said it's like she's good with it. So I told her, like, hey, we're gonna talk about this in front of a therapist, and we'll do it that way, and we'll figure things out. That's honestly all I have planned, because talking about her career, and she's really sensitive to it. So if I say anything about it, she might take it wrong, and the whole conversation just doesn't go anywhere.
It sounds like your home is one where you have to walk on eggshells in your own house.
Absolutely. And it's true.
Your home should be a place where you can drop your shoulders and say, right, I can exhale. Because we got to walk on an eggshell sometimes at our jobs, and sometimes with dealing with people that are tough to deal with. Our home should be the place where we drop our shoulders, right? I would recommend writing this out, and that way at the first counseling session, you can tell the therapist, I've written a letter, and I think in that letter you should talk about, I've lost trust, and I don't feel safe in this relationship. And those are not bro things to say. Those are not very Oklahoman masculine things to say, but they're true. Right?
Right.
And you can say, somebody asked me if you were cheating on me, and my first thought was no, but then I thought, but maybe.
Right.
And that'd be a big old, oh my gosh, can't believe you would say that about, and then it's going to be a rediversion to you and what's wrong with you. But the reality is there's just this lack of trust and is the air we breathe. I also think it would be fair to say, if you quit therapy again, I'm taking that as a sign you're quitting on us. Because we're not okay.
Right.
And I think that's a very fair boundary for you to draw.
Right. And I have a quick question with everything you're saying. So, one thing that I guess, which is a struggle for me too, is she tells me she's sorry, but in a way she like, I don't know, the actions don't say it.
So like listen. Behavior's a language. Behavior's a language. My wife can come up and say, you're such a moron, while she's hugging me and giving me a kiss. And her actions are way more important than her words. And she can also say, no, I'm not mad, while she's slamming the cabinets, right? Behavior's a language.
Right.
And your wife can say whatever she wants. But she doesn't have any respect for you. More importantly, she doesn't have any, or not more importantly, but equally important, she doesn't have any respect for the unity, the relationship y'all have.
Right.
She seems to only respect whatever the crap she wants to do in whatever moment she wants to do it in.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like she holds this career, her coaching.
But hey, if you take the career away, I bet $1 million there's been things in the past. She sold Tupperware, did Mary Kay, was going to go get another degree in nursing, was going to do something else. This is just the latest thing to distract herself. Gotcha. Right? Gotcha. And it feels good, and there's all these promises about you can make $1 billion, and you can become an influencer, and you can. And when you're first in counseling, first in coaching, it feels like a superpower. Like, ooh, I know why everybody's doing what you don't, but it feels that way because you're learning all this stuff. So it feels good right now. Right. And then she can start meeting with clients, and it's going to get messy real fast. That's just a prediction. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe she's going to be incredible at it. And she's I don't think she's a psychopath. Hopefully she's not. But yeah, this is just the latest thing. Is that true?
No, yeah. No, very true. It wasn't anything during our dating life. It wasn't anything like, it just sprung forth out of nowhere, and all of a sudden this is what she's called to do. And
let me give you this. So I'd graduated with a PhD. I was done with school. I'm done. Got my little fancy pants doctorate degree. I was the dean of students at a law school, working with my students, taking care of people. And I really, in my guts, felt like I need to figure out what's going on with me, what's going on with my family, what's going on with my marriage, what's going on with my friends, what's going on in the country, and my students. So I started nickel and diming my way. I just took a free class in counseling, and I rolled up. I started in the master's program, and they just rolled me up into the PhD program. When I finally was like, hey, I'm going all in on this, I'm going to go ahead and get a second PhD. That was a very hard season for me and my wife. And we had to calculate the finances of it all, the time of it all. It was something we very much had to do together. And she wasn't on board. She didn't want me to do it. She's like, you've already done this. And I felt this drive. But the drive couldn't override my responsibility I had to a young kid, to a marriage that was struggling, to finances. We owed a bunch of people money. it was hard to do. And so we had to navigate that together.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I had that
Yeah.
same drive. I wanted to go do this thing, and I had a path laid out for me, and still had to be an adult about how I moved forward in it. I couldn't just say, oh my gosh, really? And just take out a bunch of loans. And when I've come to learn this the last 5 or 6 years, and embarrassingly, or last 4 or 5 years. If I'm starting to do something, send a text, make a phone call, go to a store, and my first thought is, I haven't told my wife yet, or I don't need to tell her about this. I definitely need to tell her about it. Because that means I'm hiding something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And so I bought 2 water bottles like 2 nights ago off Amazon. And I read some study about the chemicals from plastics, and I was like, dude, I need some glasses. Here it is, right? I'm sitting, it's right here on my desk. And I ordered it, and I thought, we have so many water bottles. My wife's going to kill me. And dude, I ordered them anyway. And that's a minor thing, but it's a thing that I did knowing there was going to be a bigger conversation, and that if I had asked my wife about it, she would have said, hey, what if we waited until we did our next budget? Whatever. We had the money for it. It's not like we're broke. I didn't go take a loan out for it, but it was just a little bitty thing. And I had to tell her, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have ordered yet another thing. Right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
totally.
Here's what I'm telling you all this. You're not crazy. And you're not weak, and you're not a moron, and you're not some kind of lame, like whiny whatever, and you're not crapping on your wife's dreams or anything like that. Sounds like you are all in. You just want to be all in together with your wife, and I totally support that. And I think you're right to tell your wife, the cliff for us is coming up really quick. And so before it sneaks up on us, we're going to see a counselor, which I think you're super wise to do. I think the next step is to write that letter out. And there's going to be a lot of anger in that letter, a lot of rage, a lot of frustration, a lot of emotion and feeling in that. And I think that's good. And then you're going to read that letter to her in front of the therapist and say, here's where I am. I'm not interested in moving forward if you're going to continue to be a person I can't trust. Or I am going to move forward, but I'm going to get my own finances, and you're going to be like, right, I'm going to have to create this world so that I can live in that world. And nobody wants to live like that, man. So do this. Let me know how that first counseling session goes. I'm interested in the follow-up there. To everybody listening, I've said it before, I've come to believe infidelity is a much bigger thing than who kissed who, than who made out with who hooked up with who. Infidelity is, am I in this? Am I all in? And am I all in with my money? Am I all in with my finances? Am I all in with being honest? Am I all in with letting my needs be heard? Am I all in with my actions, trying to meet my partner's needs? Am I all in? Do I hold things back? And fidelity has become just such a much bigger thing to me. As I meet with couples all over the country, people are living these really fragmented, messy marriages, and then they're going to counseling trying to fix the anxiety or trying to fix their frustration or trying to fix this or that. And man, when you try to be 17 different people at the same time, it's exhausting, and it's just melting relationships. If you're going to be all in. Fidelity is about integrity, and integrity is the root is the word integer. It means whole. It means the circle never stops, right? Be all in. And if somebody that you're connected to is not all in, be willing to have the hard, uncomfortable conversation sooner rather than later.